welcome to the Vital Real Estate Podcast show. If you're watching podcast, if you're listening, we're here today with Amber Stormberg. She's a broker owner of the Stormberg Real Estate Group in Franklin, Tennessee, servicing all of Middle Tennessee, really though. Mega producer. She has a really cool boutique brokerage, and they sold around 100 homes last year.
Yep.
49 million in production volume. So, yep. Amber, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell us who you are.
Yeah. Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Amber Stormberg, a broker owner of the Stormberg Real Estate Group, mother of 4 children, and that's number 1 priority. And number 2 is obviously my client's a brokerage firm, and we are a small brokerage firm in Franklin, out in Berry Farms, and we just really focus on higher level of customer service for our clients.
Yeah.
And that shows in our business.
Yeah.
We're a high level of a referral-based business.
Yeah.
And we just love what we do, and we love loving on our clients.
Yeah. What percentage of your business approximately would you say comes from referrals? I know it's a lot.
Yeah, it's about 80, close to 90%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then obviously just walk-ins and different other sources of business, but majority is our client-based referrals.
Yeah. So you're from Texas. Tell us about your life before real estate.
Well, my life before real estate was real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. I am originally from College Station, Texas.
That's where A&M is, right?
Yep. College Station, Texas. And my dad owned his own company and has been an entrepreneur his whole entire life. And so I grew up in that environment. And he owned a drywall company that was eventually bought out by USG, which is the largest drywall entity in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they ended up buying out his company. But I was around construction and building and real estate my entire life. My dad's always invested in real estate and flipped homes and rental properties and various things. So I don't know anything other than real estate.
Wow.
It's always been in my life. My cousin was a custom home builder. And 18 years old, I went to work for him, going out to job sites, doing inventory and POs and
wow.
bookkeeping at a very young age.
Wow.
So yeah.
So did you always want to go into real estate?
Actually, when I was in college, I was going to school to be a physical therapist.
Okay.
So I've always loved helping people, which is
Okay.
very much why my business is what it is today.
Sure.
Because I enjoy helping and loving and nurturing individuals. In college, I ended up having a son.
Okay.
And so I had to take a different route, and that led me circled me right back
To
around to my roots. And
Yeah.
and I love what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else that I would want to do today.
Yeah. Okay, so 18, you're working for your cousin, custom home builder.
In Houston.
In Houston, okay.
Yep.
You had your son, and then...
Not yet. He wasn't born yet.
Okay.
So I was working with my cousin and going to school at the time. Yeah.
Got it.
I didn't have my son until I was 20.
Got it. So a couple years later, you have your son.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Yep.
So that's when you decided to, did you get your real estate license? Or?
So at that point, I did not get my real estate license. I went into a role of assistant regional, it just kind of an opportunity fell in my lap.
Okay.
As an assistant regional property manager over 7 apartment communities, multifamily communities in Houston.
Okay.
And the lady who hired me, it was just completely a fluke. I was not, I didn't have the resume to have the job.
Sure.
And kind of long story short, she was an alcoholic.
Okay.
And through her dismay, I ended up becoming kind of in the regional role, ran the show, and just learned from just having grit and trial and error.
Yeah.
And just really kind of took the bull by the horns and stepped up. And I was the only one in the region. The main corporate office is in Dallas, and I'm down in Houston kind of running these 7 properties by myself. And the vice president took note of it, and we became great friends and are still great friends today. And I learned a ton there as far as customer service, spreadsheets at a very high level, because you're running spreadsheets and reporting and
everything.
Just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did that for about 5.5 years, and then that's when I got my real estate license, is when I decided to get into general real estate.
Okay.
But I had been in the sales process and the custom home building process with my cousin previously, just helping him with that.
Okay.
And then went into the multifamily, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. And actually that company, when I moved to California in 2003, they heard I was moving to California. I was in general real estate in Houston.
Okay.
heard I was moving to California and ended up hiring me for a high rise out in California.
Okay.
Same company.
So how long did you have your real estate license at that point?
About 3 years.
Okay. And so you go out to what part of California?
Marina Del Rey.
Okay.
LA.
Okay. Yeah, like SoCal.
Santa Monica, LA area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ran a 450 unit high rise there.
Wow.
Yeah, I was assistant manager there. Made some great relationships. Learned a ton. Boy, you want to learn customer service at a high level. You rent, $18,000-$19,000 in rent on an apartment. Yeah.
A month?
A month.
$18,000?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing. We had some pretty high-end clients, Lakers,
Wow.
some movie stars.
Wow.
We had individual, like, music people,
yeah.
One of the Jacksons lived there.
Wow.
It was pretty incredible.
Wow.
LA's just a different world.
For sure.
It's a whole different environment.
Yeah.
The funniest
Nashville's
thing was,
becoming like that, but it's not.
it's
nothing
not.
close.
No, it's nowhere close.
Yeah.
Like when they say it's La La Land, legit. It's legitimately that. I mean, from my son's school, like meeting parents to just the environment in which people work and live, and like the reality of it. There were cars, Johnny, that were in this garage that one person had over $1 million in cars.
Yeah.
That they would, and
Yeah.
the biggest thing was parking. Like, where am I going to park my car?
Yeah.
But it was great. It was a great learning experience. It taught me a lot about customer service, and I think there's some things in life you need to learn at a high level.
Yeah.
And in order to do so, you kind of have to get in the trenches to do so.
Yeah.
Like
Hands-on.
Yep, hands-on. Like I think everybody should be a waitress or a waiter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's nothing better than getting that penny tip.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that in high school.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And you learn a lot when somebody leaves you. You work really hard and you get it's very humbling. Something to say about being humble.
Yeah, I grew up always, all through college, from high school through college, worked in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
My first job, I was 14. I was a dishwasher at a nursing home.
Oh, wow.
And so, I built so many relationships with the little old ladies. They loved me, I loved them. And then, then I started, I was a host, and then I waited tables and bartended.
Yeah, I started as host. Everybody starts as a host.
Yeah.
And then you move up.
And that whole thing. So it was fun, and I couldn't agree with that more. It's definitely, valuable experience.
Absolutely.
I think that those types of people make great real estate agents.
I agree, because you just learn how to treat people, and you learn how to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Understanding, like those little old ladies that you made a relationship with, you listen to them.
Yeah.
Because that's all they wanted is somebody to hear them.
Yeah.
That's a skill set that a lot of people miss.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So cool. So, okay, California, and then
here.
How did you get to Tennessee?
So in end of 2005, I moved here. My husband's job transferred us. And a month later, we adopted our daughter, who's now 14.
Wow.
And, he was traveling 5 days a week, and then we ended up adopting her 2 siblings.
Okay.
So not about a year and a half later. And I had a 10-year-old at the time.
Wow.
So dynamics were exciting. And so I just became a real estate investor at that point, because my schedule didn't allow for 70 hours work week with my husband traveling all week. And I got really involved in the school and started fundraising and raising a lot of money. When I was in Texas, on top of being a realtor, or real estate agent there, I also raised a lot of money for my son's school. Okay. So I started writing grants for them, and kind of just trial and error, just put into a position that they needed things, and I could do this, and learn how to write grants. And it's a skill set that I think that served me well. Yeah. And so started working with nonprofits, started working with the school, and just played a lot of tennis, and was a mama, and
there you go.
Real estate investor, and lived that life for about 7 years.
Okay. So were you like fix and flip? Were you buying whole?
I was rental
deals?
properties.
Okay, cool.
That's what I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to fix and flip with
Residential,
3 little babies.
Residential. Got it.
Yep. In and around Nashville.
Got it.
We had a property out in the west that we kept when we lived out there, so I kept that and ran it as a Airbnb.
Got it.
So I go out there 2 or 3 times a year to check on it, fluff it.
Do you still have it?
Nope.
Okay.
Sold it.
Got it.
Yeah, and just kind of living. I say stay-at-home mom, which is probably the hardest job I've ever.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I would much rather work 80 hours a week in real estate than be
Yeah.
at home all the time.
Yeah.
But it was a nice balance of just creating the portfolio of real estate, being at home with the babies, which was very important to me and my husband, and just helping the community.
Yeah. So at that point, you said you did that for 7 years. So you had a pretty robust background in terms of real estate, from property management, being on the construction site, kind of everything. And then what made you flip the switch to say, okay, was it just the kids got older and you wanted?
Yeah, my youngest was starting kindergarten.
Okay.
And I've always worked.
Yeah.
I love to work. I want to contribute in a different way. I was kind of done with, that was great. It was a great experience because I'd never really had that before, that opportunity, because I was a very young mother.
Yeah.
And I was a single mother. So I had to work.
Yeah.
Right? And so I had a little gap in my life in which I could be a kind of a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And my youngest started kindergarten, and my husband was working on, their company had sold, and he was working on transitioning out of the corporate world. And so we made a decision that we're going to start a real estate company, which is what we knew.
Yeah.
My husband was in corporate real estate. And so,
okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
He worked in the parking industry.
Okay. Yeah.
Which he brokered corporate real estate deals.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I started in 2013, started Stormberg Group.
Okay.
I actually didn't start Stormberg Group that first year.
Okay.
I knew what I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. And I knew that I needed to learn it, and I wanted to learn it quick.
Okay.
Right? And so I partnered with the top agent in the Keller Williams office in Franklin.
Okay.
And she and I partnered for a year. She never gave me a deal, per se. It was more, she was my mentor.
Got it.
Okay. And she mentored me for that first year, and I would not trade that year for anything. It was the best year ever.
Yeah. Because
she was just there, and she's still my mentor, and she still guides me from this day forward. She is just so solid. And she was just a sounding board for me.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. I knew that I didn't know everything. I was licensed in California, licensed in Texas, conducted real estate in both states, but you can go from Williamson County to Davidson County, and real estate is conducted completely different.
Absolutely, yeah.
So going from state to state, I knew that.
Yeah.
And so one whole year I was with her, and then I separated after that first year, and still kind of was just moving and shaking, and didn't really know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I still am learning.
Sure.
And it just was one of those things, but she kind of fast forwarded it for me. And Keller Williams did too. They have such a great platform. And at that point, I started Stormberg Group of Keller Williams Realty.
Got it.
And I went through the trenches for the first 6 months. I told myself, 6 months, I'm not going to hire an assistant. I'm going to do it on my own.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to understand from the front to the back the process.
Sure. Yeah.
It was probably the most painful 6 months of my life.
Yeah.
I love paperwork to be in order.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to touch it.
Yeah.
I want to go out and talk to people and network and meet people and help people.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was the roller coaster of real estate, right?
Yeah.
For the first 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, finally, the fourth was the charm.
Okay.
I ran through 3 assistants, like boom, 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 in about a year.
Okay.
And then the fourth one, I went through the process in which you're supposed to go through to actually hire somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't hire out of
fear
or out of like, oh my gosh, I need somebody now.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, you look good. I like you. We have one conversation.
Yeah.
I actually went through an actual process in which to hire somebody, and that was almost 4 years ago.
Got it.
And she's still with me.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
So first year was with your mentor.
Yep.
And the second year, you go through 4 assistants to find.
About a year and a half.
Okay.
I go through 3 and then hit that 4th one.
So what were those first 2 years like? Like, what was the first year like with the mentor? Like, did you sell a house? You sell
12
houses? So 12 houses.
12 houses.
Cool.
Yep.
Got it. And then,
and it was good.
Yeah.
Next year I sold a long time ago, Johnny. I think it was 26.
Okay.
With half a year of an assistant.
Got it.
Ish.
Got it.
And assistants in and out.
Yeah.
And then I think it was
Do you
about
remember
36.
real quick, those first couple of years where the majority of your business came from?
Open houses.
Open houses. Okay.
Love them.
Okay.
And
So
I
you
still do that
go with
today.
your mentor, take her listings, and then do open houses, and then as you started to get
Or anybody in the office.
Got it.
I mean, I worked an open house every single weekend, most Saturday and Sundays, for 2 years.
Got it.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, just hammered it home.
Yeah.
Because if I get in front of people,
yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Getting on the phone, okay with it.
Yeah.
Much better. And then just obviously the fortunes and the follow-up.
Yeah.
Just creating a system around it.
Yeah.
Follow up.
Yeah.
There's people I sold houses to a year and a half later.
Yeah.
Just
for sure.
kept following up, just stick with it. And then when I started having success and you start putting it out there, you start creating confidence in yourself.
Oh yeah.
I can do this. Even though I knew I could do
get
it because I had done it before, you get your swag, right?
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I can do this, and then your database starts coming to the table.
Yeah.
When they start seeing that you're having success.
Yeah.
And I'm not pounding the pavement to hit them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I just send them something every now and then. One thing that I did year one is everybody in my sphere that I wanted business from, I dropped a pumpkin off in early October.
Okay.
And I put a little tag, and they have 4 kids, they got 4 pumpkins. If they have 5 kids, they have 6.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it was sweat equity, Johnny.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. And you go and we buy them from Cooper Trooper.
Okay.
That it supports childhood cancer research at Vanderbilt.
Okay.
So
Got it.
for me, I always support children's stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Everything has to do with the child.
Yeah.
And, we go there to pick up the pumpkins, and I'll never forget it. I'm like, we need some moderately sized pumpkins so that we can, deliver them, they can carve them. We had like 30-pound pumpkins.
Wow.
And I delivered maybe 75 at that time, 50 to 75, somewhere in there.
That's intense.
Work.
Yeah.
Right. And I have the cutest pictures of years of doing that, and I've never stopped.
Yeah.
My clients know that every year, early October, they're getting a pumpkin. Now we've layered on top of that. We have a pumpkin carving contest.
Okay.
And then they post their pictures online, and
Nice.
And everybody knows.
Yeah.
They know they're going to get it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work, and now we divide the city up because now we're delivering 350 pumpkins.
Wow.
And it's for past clients and people. So, but I
Wow.
love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
So, any kind of ROI on the pumpkins?
There's a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's more just a touch.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's a big touch.
Top of mind,
Yeah,
yeah.
top of mind. They know we're coming. I get to see a lot of them a lot of times, because I still personally go out and deliver a lot of them.
That's awesome.
Again, we divide the city up, and Christina, my assistant, who now has been with me for so long, she's into science. We still donate to Cooper Trooper a check every year, but the logistics of going to get the pumpkins and then dividing the pumpkins and delivering the pumpkins has become too much. So now we get them from Publix, who's right behind us in our office.
Got it.
And they just wheel over a huge crate as we need
Got
it. And because we were starting to get to the point where pumpkins were rotting because it's just again the logistics were just too much, and so now we just write a nice check to Cooper Trooper and
Nice.
and still support them, but we don't buy our pumpkins there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, cool. So, when did things really start ramping up? Has it just been kind of like a gradual?
So, let's see. About 3.5 years ago, we had an opportunity come across. I went to an event at Berry Farms, which is in South Franklin. Live work community, great community. And it was a realtor event to promote Berry Farms. And there was these units sitting there in front of me, and they were about 70% done, and they were live works. And I just had an aha moment. I'm like, wow, I could have a commercial real estate office in this community.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, as my business progressed, my biggest business is open houses, Sphere Network, and I love my neighborhood. I still to this day sell the most houses in the neighborhood that I lived in at the time.
Mm.
I love community involvement.
Yeah.
And so I ended up putting in a contract. So nervous, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I really want to live upstairs
Mm-hmm.
and have my real estate office downstairs?
Wow. Yeah.
It was a fear because remember, I did multifamily.
Yeah.
I lived in the building that I managed.
Yeah.
I understood the dynamics of that.
Yeah.
There's pluses and minuses, my
For
friend.
sure.
You can't go out to the
yeah.
pool and just hang out.
Yeah.
And, there's things there. And so we ended up buying it, and it was the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
And that was almost 4 years ago. And so I got my principal broker license at that point. I'd been in the business right at 3 years.
Okay.
And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I was just, I was 3 years in. And I long enough to get my broker license. Got the broker license, became the principal broker. I was very nervous because now I'm in charge of people, like officially.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and a couple of months ago, we ended up departing from Keller Williams.
Okay.
And so now we're our own brokerage firm.
Yeah.
And I love it.
How do you like that?
I love
Congrats.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love it. I feel like today, tomorrow may be a different story. Today, I feel like it was the best move I've made.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Keller Williams.
Sure.
And the relationships and the people that I've met, and I still have those great relationships. But as far as I had to leave the nest because it just became a business decision.
Yeah.
I'd stay for so long just because of the relationships.
Yeah.
You start looking at the numbers and you're kind of like, does it really make sense?
Yeah.
And are my clients not going to do business with us if we're not with KW?
Yeah.
And it's actually flourished.
Yeah.
It's been great. And my mindset has completely changed. I'm actually a business owner now, even though I was a business owner before. You had that nest.
It's a different level.
It's just a different level. It's just a different mindset.
Yeah.
And I've got some great, so the way that I run the business is, yes, we're a brokerage. So we have that brokerage model, but I also run it like a team.
Yeah.
And so anybody who comes into my world is part of my family.
Yeah.
Period. And you go through a long interview process, and I learned that the hard way when I hired Christina.
Yeah.
And ever since Christina, everybody goes through this long process, and we really, like, you're coming on board. You're going to be part of my family, and we're going to love each other. We're going to hate each other. We're going to cry together. We're going to laugh together. We're going to do all that because that's part of how this business is.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I've got a phenomenal group now.
Yeah.
I mean, synergy is great.
Yeah.
Everybody, we met all week, and everybody has a good pipeline, and
that's awesome.
Mama's happy.
Yeah, there you go.
Pipelines are good. Yeah, pipelines are good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're happy, and it just makes for a good.
Doesn't that feel good?
It feels great.
It feels good.
It was
putting
ugly
other
getting
people in position to win.
Yeah, and
that
I've
feels
actually
better
taken
than
time.
winning for me.
Oh, totally.
For me.
For me, winning is them winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always been that way.
Yeah.
I've always had that mindset. If they win, I win.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pour into them so they can win.
Yeah.
And this is the first, like, literally in the last 6 months, Johnny, I've actually had the most ability to have a little freedom in my business. And the entire 7
people in place. Yeah.
I have great people in place. I've taken some trips. I've gone. I've done. And I'm enjoying more time. My daughter plays Olympic soccer, and I get to go watch her play soccer now a little bit more. And she lives in Dallas, and she's 14.
Yeah.
So that's a dynamic on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I'm now at the point where, I'm like, the synergy is there.
Yeah. You're in your flow, I think.
I'm in the flow, and I know, I'm a little bit of flow.
Yeah.
And obviously, it was ugly getting here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be ugly going there.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get comfortable with the ugly, you can win and be the beautiful.
Yeah.
For sure. And so,
yeah. So, going back to the beginning with your open houses.
Yep.
Did you have any systems around those, or like?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So open house, you really have to hit the neighbors.
Yeah.
Right. 4x4. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have. But a lot of people haven't. So
yeah. So 4x4 is, you basically or 10x4. You hit 10 houses on every side of your house. So 10 behind, 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 10 in the front.
Yeah.
You just hit that little sphere.
Yeah.
And you door knock. And my script has always been, hey, do you want to pick your neighbor? It's never been, do you want to sell?
Yeah.
But
that's
listen,
good.
Do you want to choose your neighbor? And if we have overflow, if you're interested, we have multiple buyers, which we very well could. Do we want me to contact you?
Yeah.
And I've got deal after deal that way.
Yeah.
I mean, and then when people walk in, the first thing you need to do is just be you.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Like,
yeah.
Listen, there's scripts and there's dialogues and there's stuff out there that are phenomenal. And you take those and you internalize them and you make them your own.
Yeah.
If you sound like a script, people can feel it.
Yeah.
They know it. They don't like it. They don't want to be sold to.
Yeah.
So you just take those nuggets and you just make it your own, and don't make people, don't hover. Don't get in their hula hoop.
Yeah.
Kind of keep your distance, feel them out, and you always want to find that connector. Mm-hmm. So I would ask key questions like, hey, do you live in the area? Do you have kids? Key questions that are just life questions, right? General questions. And if you find a nugget that connects you, then you got your sweet spot.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you hone in on it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how somebody will walk in with a barrier, and if you can find that sweet spot, they melt in your hand.
Yeah.
Because it's just being real.
Yeah.
If you just be you, people can
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's just been my way of doing business. I'm never going to, as I say, vomit real estate on somebody. I go to soccer games all the time. I'm standing there. I don't ever go up to anybody.
Yeah.
Almost every single game, somebody comes up to me and asks me a question about real estate.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's that confidence.
Yeah.
It's that presence.
Yeah.
It's letting people know that you're the market expert. And how you do that is there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. I think, we are sales professionals, and so it's easy to get going too far down the salesman or saleswoman, route. But, I think we said this in the very beginning. I think that, the best salespeople are great listeners. And it's not just conversationally, but just I think it's important to be aware of the situation that you're in and be aware of who's in front of you.
Absolutely.
So that you can listen to them and feed off of them and connect with them and really build a genuine, a genuine connection.
Yep. Because that's what's going to get you repeat business.
Yeah.
That's what creating that relationship. And one of the things I learned early on, and my mentor taught me this, because I love to talk, and I love people to hear what I have to say. Right? Everybody does.
Talk, Amber.
Yeah. So one of the things that I learned is when our office at KW was like a circle.
Okay.
Right? And so every day when I was on the phone with somebody, I was looping the circle.
Yeah, okay,
had my headphones in, and I'm walking and talking, because obviously blood flow creates better energy. And one of the things I learned how to keep quiet is I would walk like this. And I still do this today. If we're talking a lot of time, and I'm not doing it now because we're in this little interview and I don't want to be rude, but I do this.
Got it.
I put my hand over my mouth. And I do that to make myself be quiet. It's a mental...
Got it. It's a mental thing for you. It's good.
To listen.
Yeah.
So whatever it is you need to find, zip it.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you story after story because I love you, realtor or real estate agent, realtors. I'm Southern. I say realtor really bad. My team always makes
I don't
makes
care
fun
about
of
that.
me.
People always are
Realtor.
like, that's not how you say it.
Realtor.
I'm like, listen, buddy, it's a realtor.
I'm a broker.
I'm
a broker. I'm not a realtor. I'm a realtor. Yeah.
Realtor.
So it's an ongoing thing because I'm so Southern. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But I
it's
say
okay
funny.
To be Southern.
It's
say
okay.
things funny.
I say things funny.
Yeah.
It's okay. And they, look, we talked about that. I just forgot what I was going to say. Keeping the,
Yeah.
So it's amazing when you keep your mouth shut what they will divulge. And you will become a better negotiator if you listen.
Yeah,
so there's so many levels.
They're giving you everything.
They'll give it
you
everything.
need to know.
They'll just, because nobody loves the awkward silence.
Yeah.
And if you can create just 30 seconds of awkward silence, it's all over you. And I never negotiate. This is the other thing in the role that I've given myself, and that started early on, and this is huge. Listen, never ever negotiate on the go. It does not benefit you or your client. If I will set an appointment with somebody to talk to them to negotiate a deal, and I'm sitting at my desk or I'm sitting somewhere where I have a pen and a paper and I can write things down. Because there are nuggets that they will give you in which you can use.
Yeah, for sure.
To negotiate.
Yeah, that's
Period.
great. That's
I've negotiated on napkins at McDonald's in New York City, but you go somewhere, you sit, and you write.
Yeah.
Because you have to reflect on the conversation. You don't need to do things on the go. These are huge, massive transactions for people. And you need to take that serious.
Yeah.
And I see people make mistakes all the time. I personally have made mistakes when I haven't followed my own rules.
Yeah.
Because there's been instances where I haven't followed my own rules. And that's when you make a mistake, and that's when it costs you money.
Yeah, I think discipline in life, but we're talking about real estate. But I think discipline in real estate is it's everything. And a lot of people, the catch-22 is people get into real estate. A lot of people too, because they want more time freedom and they want more income, and they don't take the business seriously, and they can't track or measure anything, and they don't have any rules in place for themselves to even follow. And
because there's no system to set it up.
Yeah, and so, but man, I wish more people understood that discipline actually creates more freedom. It allows you to do way more and just be better at everything that you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through all willy-nilly, but I mean, you're going to have all willy-nilly life.
Well, you are. And what kind of my little thing is that so many people don't treat, it's so, getting someone to write a contract or a transaction is actually the easy part, writing a contract. It's getting it to closing is the hard part.
Yep.
But so many people don't take it as serious as what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what creates unprofessionalism in the industry. And I can have a conversation with an agent. 30 seconds into that conversation, I know exactly how this is going to go down.
Yeah.
Whether it's a new agent, a seasoned agent, or whatever, you know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And you prepare yourself.
Yeah.
If you're a professional, you prepare yourself on how this is going to go.
Yeah.
You be proactive or reactive or whatever it needs to be.
Yeah.
Right? And it's one of those things where people don't treat it like a business.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're, you would hope that a surgeon isn't walking into your surgery without preparation, right?
Yeah.
Or without being educated on what is happening.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that's so easy. And I was just at a broker summit. We just had a broker summit in Vanderbilt. And it was amazing. One of the topics is make it harder to get your real estate license.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy.
Yeah.
And then you get people coming into the business, and then you do one transaction, and with our price point in Middle Tennessee, you're making $8,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
What? That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I can do that again, and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
If at the very least, even if it isn't harder to get your real estate license, you should have to be under somebody or be a mentor. And I know the broker, it's set up in the way that the broker, you have to be under a broker,
sure.
right? But there should be more requirements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you can
be out there.
do more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I love it when I go on listing appointments and somebody goes, oh, my friend just got the real estate license, so I'm going to use them to sell my $1 million house, and, I want to give them a shot. All for giving everybody a shot. But you need to ask. I said, well, that's great. And you can give that person up. Who's their mentor? Who's going to oversee them selling your $1 million house?
Yeah.
Because do you understand the liability?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
I mean, what is your net worth?
Yeah.
Are you willing to risk that?
Yeah. It's good. I love it.
I mean, you don't have to hire me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But
you need to ask the right questions.
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because
For sure.
everybody needs a shot.
Yeah.
And just keeping it perfect and having a system around it.
Yeah. So the open houses. So
Yep.
you would obviously
Knock.
you get belly to belly.
Yep.
You kill it. You do
And then
door
follow
knocking. Okay, but did you do any put signs out or anything?
Oh, yeah. You put signs out, minimum 7, if
Okay.
not 10 or more,
Okay.
everywhere. And
Would you do that a day before, day of?
well, there's rules,
Yeah.
county rules,
Yeah.
city rules.
Yeah.
Typically, it's after 5 o'clock on Friday, so you
Yeah.
put them out. I'm leaving here, and
Yeah.
I still do it today, and I'm going to go out and put out signs
Wow.
for an open house on Sunday.
Respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still do it.
Yeah.
I tried to talk an agent in my office into it, and it didn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still in the trenches today.
Yeah.
With them, and you go out and put them out after 5 o'clock on Friday, and you get the balloons. And
Are they doing the open houses, or are you? Doing
everybody
the
in
open
my
houses?
office is doing open house.
Okay. Got it.
Everybody.
Got it.
I'm overflow.
Got it. Yeah.
I'm the backup. I kind of am backup now in case somebody gets sick or something
Sure.
happens.
Yeah.
But we have so many now, and we get quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah.
With open houses, and I love it. I love still getting in front of people. If I get a buyer from an open house, I give it to a team member.
Sure.
I don't typically work with a ton of buyers
Sure.
right now. It's just a ton.
Yeah.
They don't want me to work with them. I'm not going to
Yeah.
serve them very well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've had to schedule this 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things that, I love to still get in front of, and it helps me understand the market.
Yeah. It is good
As
to
a
keep,
business owner.
Yeah, to keep your ear to the streets,
Yep.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do one probably once a month.
Yeah.
I'm out there.
Cool. So, okay, we've got open houses, we've got pumpkins.
Yeah.
For
This
your
is one of
sphere,
our events.
For your
Yeah.
sphere. What are some of the other pillars of your business?
Well, I do a lot of giveaways during the year
Okay.
for my clients, just to love on them. Do a lot of calling. Just how you doing? We kind of stalk Facebook
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know Instagram's a big deal too, and we watch Instagram as well. but we watch social media to see, did somebody have a baby? Did somebody, somebody graduate? Did somebody have a death? And we do things. We send things. We send handwritten birthday cards to everybody every month, like legit handwritten. I don't have a company do it. We do it in-house.
People, like, I want to say something to that, because people, a lot of times when you think about like social media marketing, they think of one thing.
Yep.
People think of like lead generation, and then you go another level down. You think about commenting on people's stuff, and but like I think that like it's such a valuable resource, because ultimately at the end of the day, I feel like this comes up in every conversation on this show. It's about getting people to know you, like you, love you, trust you. And if you've got 1,000 friends on Facebook or 5,000 people on Facebook, 99% of people, they're not going to take the first step because they're too insecure. Yeah. But if someone reached out to me and like that I haven't talked to in 5 years or 10 years or from middle school, and was like, sent me a very like, hey, I just saw like that your wife is pregnant with twins. Here's like a onesie or something, or just a card, or
next level,
or I'd be impacted on a personal level, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if I saw that person was doing real estate, subliminally, like beyond like I feel impacted. That's a good person. I'm like, they're on it.
They took the time.
They took the time to. They're attentive.
Yep.
They took the time to do that. I want to work with that person.
It's so easy to write a comment, post a comment. 30 seconds, boom, you're done. It's next level when you take out your note card and you write a handwritten note and you put a Starbucks gift card or a onesie or send flowers.
Yeah.
I literally have a position that we just created within the company, happiness coordinator, client coordinator, that she will go deliver flowers. They're going to deliver balloons. They're going to deliver cookies. We're going to personally, somebody from my office going to their office or their home or somewhere and delivering, and it's taking it to that next level. That's what we talk about all the time. How can you be that next level agent?
Yeah.
And somebody hosted a dinner the other night, and the next day I literally just handwritten note, thank you so much for hosting us in your home. It was another broker, and they're Indian, and they made this amazing Indian dinner for us, and it was incredible, and I was just like, thank you so much.
Yeah, you need to tell me who that is too. I love Indian
food. Oh my god, it was amazing, and I had this cold, and it's all spicy, and I'm like sweating at dinner. It was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah.
It's just next level.
Yeah.
And it shows you care, Johnny. It takes it to that.
Yeah.
Everybody loves, like, you get tons of bills and tons of flyers and postcards and junk mail in the mail, but when you get to that note card, that you know it's something special in there, whether it's a birthday card or a handwritten note, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah. Hallmark is here for a reason.
Yeah. And even if you don't have their address, and like you could find it. If you can't find it, just whatever you can do to.
Well,
I have a friend who, very high net worth individual, extremely successful, very connected, and I sent him like a little selfie video on his birthday, and said, "Hey man, just want to say happy birthday. I'm grateful for you. Like, really glad to know you. Like, you've had an impact on my life because of this." And he's older than me. He's not old, but he's like 50. And he's like, "Thank you." He's like, "That's not old. It's not old." You think that's old?
No, I'm like giving you a hard time. I'm like, he's older.
That's what I'm saying. He's older than me, but
yeah.
The point of that was, in all of his years, he was like, he responded. He was like, "Johnny, like, thank you so much. No one's ever sent me a video to say happy birthday. Like, that was really cool, or whatever."
Yeah.
And people,
being a human, being thoughtful.
When you go past that next level of friends of, okay, these are the people that you call anytime, to where it's like this like awkward level where whatever. You can still reach out to those people and do these things for them. They're going to be insecure too insecure to like ever reach out to you.
Yeah.
But like 95% of your Facebook friends, if you like, and I know you're probably feeling like, oh, that'd be so weird. Like, no, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's going to make their day.
It absolutely is. So, a little story. my son went to school with some kids, and they're still great friends, right? And I saw on Facebook that the youngest daughter, who was younger than my son, was graduating high school. And they had bought a house in town just for their kids to go to school in town in Franklin. And they lived out further out. They have a family farm. And I sent a note card with my business card. And all it said was, I can't believe your daughter is graduating. It's crazy, because we've known each other for 10 years. Like, I can't believe she's graduating high school. That's incredible. Congratulations. They're all out of the nest now. I know you guys were probably going to get ready to sell the house. Please let me know. I'd love to interview for the position when you guys get ready. Love the opportunity. They listed with an agent, and they had been listed for 8 months or something, and just didn't get the results they wanted. And they ended up, that note card and my business card sat in a drawer for a year and a half in their kitchen, and they were cleaning it out and saw it and called me. And I have $1 million listing right now.
Yeah.
Because of that note card.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen overnight.
How long did it take you to write that note card, though?
Yeah. I already had a relationship with them.
Yeah.
But I took it that next level.
Yeah.
And I just wrote, and it was just because I saw that she was graduating, and I took the time. People
don't understand, successful people who are already, not to be all weird about, success, but, people who are already successful get this. People who aren't don't get this. Mm-hmm. They look at successful people, and they're like, how are they like that? What are they doing different? An agent could look at you and say, what is she doing different, than me? It's these little things that regular people aren't willing to do. And being a good person and paying attention and listening to people in their life and just being a good person. That's a good person thing to do. You didn't have to, that other broker, you're not getting business from her.
Yeah.
But you still wrote her a thank you card.
Yeah.
And
I'm grateful.
Yeah. And you are grateful.
She's going to come and make tamales at my house, And that's the other thing that I think people don't really realize or put a lot of value to is the broker-to-broker relationship. Yeah. Unbelievably valuable. Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because the agents at my firm, we talk all the time, and it's especially the new ones, why would you want to be friends with your, competition? They're not.
Rookies. Yeah.
They're not. And it's a mindset shift. Yeah. And when they shift the mindset, one of the requirements at my firm is that once a week they have to meet with another broker, have lunch, coffee, whatever, to build that relationship with them. I cannot tell you how valuable that is in negotiating. Yeah. And doing deals. Yeah. Having that relationship.
Yeah, it's easy when the longer you're in this business, if you're doing business, the more often when you're doing a transaction that you have rapport with the agent on the other side, and it's just so smooth when they're friends. Or even I've won deals before,
multiple offers, yeah,
because it's that's Johnny. I know,
and we know it's going to go.
Yeah,
we know it's going to get done.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's
for sure, yeah,
not necessarily the best offer, but we know that this is going to get done.
Absolutely. And especially in the environment in which we've been in for the last 5, 6, 7 years, with it being so competitive, wildly valuable. Mm-hmm. And to be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, what'd you sell that house for? Yeah. I'm looking at listing a house, and I need some info. What can you give me? Have a candid conversation with someone that's so, or, what happened on that deal? Yeah. Tell me. And being able to mastermind. Yeah. I did a magazine with, I think there's 7 or 8 women, right? All 50 million and above producer, right? We're all producing it at the same level or higher. Powerhouses, all different ages, all different ethnic, all different backgrounds. We never, ever really have competed with each other, which is crazy, right? Because we're a massive piece of the landscape.
It's not like someone's like, let me find the women who are selling $50 million or more and pick one. That's not how life works.
No, and we never really compete with each other. But, it's either you're going to go into that environment. We came together for this photo shoot, and we had never met each other. So a lot of us didn't even know each other at that point, right? In Middle Tennessee.
I didn't know that. I would have assumed.
No, we didn't really know each other. And we walk in, and you think, it's going to be one of two things. You're going to be like, no. Or it's going to be a great, it's going to be kumbaya, as I say. Yeah. and we just
We're all
meshed.
besties.
We're best friends now. That was who we were at their house Monday night.
Oh, wow.
And had dinner.
Wow.
Right? And we meet every once a quarter for dinner, and we mastermind, and we talk real estate, and we now bring our husbands in.
That's awesome.
And spouse, better, whatever, partners, whatever we got, whatever anybody has.
Yeah.
And we're now going to go on a trip together.
That's
we're just
awesome.
going to go to Mexico, because half of them go to Mexico like every other week. And I'm like, how are y'all going to Mexico? I want to go.
Yeah.
And it's just, the the energy was just so dynamic and so powerful. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because those are the conversations and relationships you need in order to take you to that next level.
Yeah, for sure.
That saying, you're the sum of the people that you surround, the 4 or 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you need to take a good look at who are you surrounding yourself with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And if you're not, and I always believe, one of my mentors told me a long, long, long time ago, you have 2 below and 2 above. And 2 at. Have 2 people you're helping at all times. 2 people that are better than you. And 2 people that are at your level.
Mm-hmm.
And surround yourself with those people. And you will excel.
Yeah.
And it is so true.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
I see no problem with that. I think that's good advice.
It's great.
Yeah.
But those are the little things, Johnny,
that most people aren't willing to do.
some people get in this business, they're in it a year, like, I know what I'm doing, and I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
I'm so green right now. I'm just getting started.
Yeah. 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 Say that again. Yeah.
I am so green.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just getting, legitimately, I've been in this business for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
In one capacity or another, and I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
I just haven't even had fun yet.
Yeah.
There's so much more to do.
Yeah. So what are you telling, like, your newer agents when they're getting started in the business, or if it's just a brand new agent came to you and said, "Hey, Amber, I want to build a really big business right now. What do I do?"
Well, first, it's not going to happen right now.
Okay. So
settle. Calm
you're
down.
in reality.
I would say calm down.
Oh boy.
Yeah, down. Yeah, it does not happen overnight. If you make easy money in real estate, that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
It is not sustainable.
Yeah.
My advice is that, so when new agents come to my firm,
yeah,
they have to bring a database of 200.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had agents move here from other states and knew no one. I was like, I don't care. Find somebody. Go to the cleaners.
Yeah.
Go to the McDonald's. Go anywhere. I don't care.
Yeah.
Get some names and numbers. I don't care who they are.
Yeah.
But bring 200, because that's your base.
Yeah.
Can't build a house without a foundation.
Yeah.
That's your foundation.
Yeah.
And we're going to love on those people.
Mm-hmm.
Because those people may know other people may know other people. You don't prejudge anybody. Ever. Ever. Because you don't know who they know.
Yeah.
Or what they know.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And so we start with the base. And then what we do is, we obviously have our core, open houses, sphere, which is a 200, and getting belly to belly, like networking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are easy things to do. So those are the 3 basic fundamentals of real estate.
Yeah.
Then I asked them, what do you love? What do you love to do? What is it? Do you go play tennis? Do you have a car club? Do you have a whatever? Find what you love to do, whether it's you and your spouse, you by yourself, whatever, and go there and be purposeful. My word is always being purposeful. In whatever you're doing, you pick that lane in which you're going to become an expert at, and you become really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because in real estate, it's so easy.
There's real estate, but you could have 200 different jobs essentially if you're an employee.
Oh man,
you got to pick. Yeah.
It's so easy to get attacked by the squirrels.
Yeah.
As I say.
Yeah.
Because, oh wait, shiny object.
Yeah.
Oh wait, shiny object.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, so for instance, my team, my dynamics, I know what everybody in I have 4 agents and myself right now, and then I have 3 admin. That's the makeup of my firm right now. A luxury agent, which you interviewed, Kenneth Blake, and his deal is luxury. He works in general, but he focuses on luxury. So what can we do to build your luxury business?
Yeah.
And we devise a plan around that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have an agent who he is new construction, i.e. knowing and understanding the new construction process, and then going and nurturing the builder reps and building relationships with them, so that when somebody walks into a real estate office, into their sales office, and they have a house to sell, how can we earn your relationship?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's building builder relationships and all of that.
Those are huge. I used to crush that. Those are huge.
It's huge. I know. I did too.
So I would bring these payday candy bars and $2 bills to the on-site agent for a builder and say, hey, listen, if you refer me your sellers who are wanting to buy homes in your community, then we'll have a payday. I'll give you a referral. And this $2 bill is a reminder that two are better than one. And they would laugh at me. It's so corny, but it worked. I got a ton of business.
Did you?
Yeah, I was doing that.
Tell me this: were the on-site agents allowed to receive a referral from you?
Yeah, well, every builder,
some builders
every builder was different, but most of them were.
Okay.
Most of them were.
Cool.
It took me,
I'm going to steal that from you.
Since
you're not in real estate really anymore.
Yeah, steal it. And so I would
share that with Sean.
Yeah, I mean, it really worked, and
I know it works. I get a ton of business
It took following up a couple times.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I told them, being purposeful.
And then they're like, okay, this is they sent me
legit.
a deal, and it's like closed. Like, this is nice. And a lot of them too, because these on-site agents, a lot of them don't make 3% anyway.
Yeah.
You give them a referral, and they're like, I don't do anything, and this is like pretty close to like what you know what I mean?
Of course.
So.
And that's the thing is in creating. We've developed a whole because I was in I understand new construction a lot, and I work with a lot of builders. I kind of know how that game is, and so I've developed a whole program around it to refer back to the builder for that. So what our goal is to get the builder to, from the top down, say this is your resale agent. Mm-hmm. We have a preferred relationship.
Got it.
Now, if the builder chooses to give that to the agent on site, great. If they don't, that's revenue back in the builder's pocket.
Yeah.
As far as the referral goes. And the builders want to know if they're going to take a contingency contract that the agent on the other side
are they aggressive,
or they're going to sell it. Yeah. Can they sell it? Yeah. And it's just it's no different than a preferred lender.
Yeah.
Program.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So we've joined the builder association. So around that agent's one thing, right? We have joined the builder association. He goes to all the meetings. He's participating. He's going to the on-site agents, doing these things. We're going to steal your $2 deal.
Do it.
I love it because I love stuff like that. Yeah. And you just, again, you put it on your calendar. Whatever's on if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist, period. And you're just purposeful.
Yeah.
I
love it.
In that business. So those are just a couple examples.
Yeah. So you get on to get their foundation, their sphere, 200 people minimum. Mm-hmm. Start loving on them. What does that look like? What are you telling them?
We do an announcement. We send an announcement out saying, welcoming that agent, and they put 2 business cards in there. And who do you know? I love the script of who do you know that I need to know.
Yeah.
Like, who do you know?
Yeah, that is a good one.
I mean, it's non-invasive. Nobody feels like they have to give you 2 names. It's like, if you know somebody that I need to know,
let me know.
Give it up.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
And then proving yourself. When you get that referral, any referral that somebody gives me, I send them a handwritten note with like a $10 Starbucks gift card or Panera Bread. Because it's just a little something saying, thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah, for sure. They don't have to.
No, they don't have to.
Yeah.
And I have repeat business. And it's not because of the Starbucks gift card. You know why? It's because we take care of the people they send us.
Yeah. And
they go back and they say, oh my gosh, it was such a great experience.
Yeah.
If you give somebody a great experience, just like Nordstrom's. I love shopping at Nordstrom's because it's the Nordstrom effect.
Yeah.
Service is over the top.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little annoying, right? Because you're like, dude, I don't want that, but it's great.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody wants an experience.
Yeah.
And and we don't just give them an experience through closing.
Yeah. So
we have the pumpkin event. We do a trolley. We rent trolleys at Christmas time, and we go and take people out to look at Christmas lights. 4th of July. So I love this one. Do this one every year too. We get those big ketchup, mustard, and relish. Super cheesy. We drop it off, and we put a little card on it. It says, just pop by to catch up. And we relish your referrals.
I love it.
Something like that. What is the mustard? Oh, we just pop by to catch up from your realtor who cuts the mustard, and we relish your referrals.
I love it. That's awesome.
I mean, and it's on like a little flag.
Yeah.
And it's a little thing, and we tie a little raffia, make it all cute. And we'll go buy out Walmart ketchup, mustard, and relish.
Yeah.
Poor people, 4th of July, have no ketchup, mustard, and relish. We'll do it every year.
Yeah.
And so it's just those little things like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know, it takes some planning.
How's it been? Not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Squirrel.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just juggling everything, but then also being a single mom. Like, how do you juggle all that? Been easy, hard?
It's called leverage.
Leverage, okay.
It's called leverage, and I know, you know, everybody, when a new agent's starting out, you figure out leverage in different ways, right? You learn how to work really early in the morning and really late at night when you have little ones. When I first started, and you don't have the revenue to create massive leverage, you do that. But when you get to that point, you have to understand. And the leverage was every year I have a word. And every decision is made around that word. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds silly, but I'm very purposeful. Yeah. Right? Last year was leverage because I was getting to the point in the business that I needed to think, like, does this decision create leverage in my life? Yeah. Does this decision create leverage? So I've had the same nanny for like 10 and a half years with me, and helps me with the kids tremendously. Like, I don't know what I would do without her. Mm-hmm. Actually, I do, because she left me for a while to go do missionary work in Brazil for like 6 months, and it was
terrible person.
Oh man, it makes you appreciate people so much more. Yeah. And you know, hiring, and I now have my dry cleaning picked up and delivered at my office. I have, you know, just any little thing, like, what is my early on when you actually start building a business, you need every year when you plan your year, you need to calculate what your hourly rate is. Mm-hmm. And what you spend on a transaction and what your hourly rate, and that will put into perspective for you where you are in your business. Yeah. Because if you're at $100 an hour, $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, your time is worth that. Yeah. And then you start thinking, is it worth it for me to go spend an hour to go drop my dry cleaning off and go pick it up or whatever at $500 an hour? Yeah. Well, it's lower than your rate, so. Yeah. So you start creating leverage. Is it worth it for me to clean my house? I love to clean my house, and I still do. When you keep it tidy. Yeah. But to do a deep clean, is it worth it for me to spend half a day to do that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it worth it for me to go get my oil changed? Yeah. Is it worth it for you? So you start questioning those things in your life. So that's how I do it. And my kids, like my nanny, takes care of all their necessities in a day. Functioning, homework, dinner. Yeah. Pick up from school. Yeah. When mom comes in the door, because a lot of times I'm coming in the door at 7:30, 8 o'clock, when they're home from swim class and dance and all these things. And when I get to spend time with them, it's quality time. Yeah. It's us time. And the one thing I've become real purposeful in is putting my phone down. Yeah. I've had to put mine put it in a different room. Yeah. I set it in the kitchen and we go, and you know, you ask questions and you inquire and you listen. It goes back to listening, and it's a purposeful time. It's not stressful for us. And I've learned that it just creates a better relationship to not be stressed. It may only be an hour and a half, but it's way better with an hour and a half of purposeful time than 3 or 4 hours of, oh my gosh, did you do your homework, and did you get the laundry done, and did you do this, and did you do this, you know, it's chaos. Yeah. The chaos is out of the way when I get there. Yeah. I get it. Totally get it. So that's how I balance, and you know, the beautiful thing is I live and work in the same space right now. Mm-hmm. So it's convenient. Yeah, very convenient. Yeah. When they come home from school, if I'm in the office, they're there. They come by and see me. Yeah, I love it. And we may give a hug and a kiss or whatever, but it's being purposeful. Yeah, I love it. Well, good stuff. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today, and I, you know, feel. I don't know if convicted is the right word, but just the customer service at such a high level. I think that it's impressive, and that's why you are where you are. And thank you for coming on the show. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, Johnny.